Children, today we are going to start the 8th chapter from our EVS book, that is our clothes. Long ago, people used to live in forests and did not wear clothes. They covered their bodies with leaves, barks of trees and skin of other animals. Because back then they don't know how to wear clothes. But eventually time passed and later they learned to wear clothes. They start to weave clothes. Weaving means they start to make the clothes by using threads of cotton and silk. They also used wool from sheep to make warm clothes for the winter time. In early days, people used to wear the clothes like this. They used anything that they can find, like leaves of trees or any skin of the animal. But after several years later, people learn how to make clothes. Why do we wear clothes? Clothes cover the body and protect us from heat, dust, insect bite, rain and from the cold weather. Clothes must be comfortable. They also make us look smart, stylish and beautiful. Our next topic is clothes and the weather. We wear different clothes according to the weather. In summer season, as it is very hot, so we sweat a lot. So that's why we wear light colored clothes. The clothes made of cotton which will absorb the sweat properly. Loose fitting clothes let the air in. And we feel so much comfortable in that kind of clothes. That's why in the summer season it is preferable for us to wear the cotton loose clothes. As you can see it in the picture, in the summertime, we usually wear clothes like this. And during the winter season, we wear thick clothes. They are made up of wool, fur, leather or flannel. Flannel is kind of a soft woven fabric that is typically made up of wool or cotton. And this type of clothes will keep our body warm. Look at these pictures. During the winter time, we wear clothes like this, isn't? During the winter time, we used to wear woolen gloves, woolen socks, woolen scarf, muffler, cap, sweatshirts, etc. Next is during the rainy season. We wear a raincoat and gumboots. The raincoats are made up of waterproof material and gumboots are made from rubber. Look at these pictures. We wear this type of clothes during the rainy season, isn't? Materials for clothes. Clothes can be made from natural fiber or synthetic fiber. Wool and cotton are the example of natural fiber. Early man discovered that sheep hair can be rolled into a loose yarn for weaving into clothes. Hence, we started to make woolen clothes. Men also learned to make fiber from plants like cotton. Wool can be derived from sheep, goat, yak, etc. After rolling the wool into threads, we can dye them and we can have colorful wool like that. Next is cotton. Cotton is derived from cotton plants. Then they are spinned to make thread and by the weaving process we can have the fabric of cotton. Next is silk. In China, man discovered how to use the fine thread from the cocoon of silkworm to weave beautiful silk fabric. As you can see it in the picture, these are the silkworms, and from the silkworms we can draw thin fibers of silk, and from that material we can spin them and we can have the silk fabric. Let us watch a video to learn more about the clothes. Let's see how we get clothes from cotton, wool and silk. Look at the video. Cotton grows in pod on cotton plants. We spin this cotton into thread. Then we weave the thread into cloth on a loom. We can get wool from sheep. Wool from sheep is knitted into sweater. Nowadays, woolen clothes are also made by machines. We can get silk from the silkworm. And silkworms love to eat the mulberry plants. Children, let us learn about the synthetic fiber. Man has also learned to make synthetic fibers from crude oil. Crude oil is basically a petroleum-based product. In the class, we are going to discuss about it. And this is used to weave a fabric called the nylon or rayon, and they are more durable. That means they can stay in the environment for a longer period of time, and this will not destroy that easily. Let us learn about the type of fibers. There are two types of fibers as we have already learned. The summer clothes are made up of cotton fiber and the winter clothes are made up of woolen fibers. Jute is also another example of natural fiber because we can get the jute fibers from the jute plant. And the synthetic fibers example is acrylic fibers or nylon fiber or rayon fibers. So let us differentiate between natural fiber and artificial fiber. Natural fibers are obtained from natural sources like plants or animals. We can get cotton and jute from plant sources and wool from sheep, goat and camel, and they are the animal sources. That means both of them obtained from natural sources, whereas synthetic fibers are made by humans like nylon, polyester and acrylic. Next, we are going to learn how these fibers are changed into fabric. The raw fibers like cotton, silk, wool or synthetic fibers are twisted to make thread or yarn. This process is called the spinning process. The spinning process is done in India by using charkha. But nowadays, sophisticated machines in textile factories do their work. Textile factories means where the clothes are made. The spinning process is done by the device like this. This one is called the charkha. But nowadays, by using the machines, this spinning process is done. Next is weaving. In the second step, the yarn or fabric is made into fabric by weaving on big machines called looms. These looms has crisscross and the long thread to weave them into fabric or cloth. Many weavers weave the thread on hand looms by hand. The world today buys sari woven on looms by weavers of Banaras and West Bengal. Nowadays, fabric is made on power looms as well. Fabrics are later dyed to get colorful clothes. Look at these pictures. These are some examples of the weaving process. And after the weaving process is done, the clothes will look like this. Our next process is furnishing of the fabric, dyeing. The process by which the fabric is given color is called the dyeing process. The fabric is put into large vessels containing hot water with different colored dyes mixed in them. Then the fabric is dried and we have the colored fabric ready to use or print. Now, beautiful patterns are printed on the colored fabric. This is done in various ways. Look at these pictures. These are the pictures of how beautifully the clothes can be dyed. The final stage of the finishing step is when a special treatment is given to the fabric that makes it waterproof or stops it from shrinking or wrinkling. This makes the fabric smooth and gives it shine too. The fabric is now ready for fashioning into clothes. Our next topic is how we can care our clothes. We must take good care of our clothes or they will get damaged or torn. We must wash our clothes regularly in clean water using soap or detergent powder. The clothes must be rinsed well so that detergent or soap is not left in them. We can dip washed white clothes in indigo powder or Neil before dyeing to maintain their whiteness. Silk and woolen clothes are delicate and expensive. They should either be washed in mild detergent or dry cleaned. After the clothes are dry, we must iron them. Unironed and crumpled clothes make a person look very untidy. Look at these two pictures. In the first picture, you can see all the crumpled clothes that are not stored properly. That's why they are crumpled and they are not at all looking good. But in the second picture, you can see that these clothes are maintained and ironed in a proper way, so they are looking very well maintained. Next is the storage. Care should be taken while storing the clothes. They should be kept in a safe, clean and dry place like a trunk or cupboard. These places should be safe from rat and insects so that the clothes cannot be harmed. Insects and mites mostly attack woolen and silk clothes. To keep them safe, dried neem leaf, boric acid powder, or naphthalene balls are used. These are kept inside the clothes when they are stored. That is all for today, children. So read this chapter carefully and watch the video. Thank you, children.